Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Team Training Tuesday. I actually like the name Applied NeoLife. When I started this several months ago, I thought to myself, how do we apply what we've got in this phenomenal opportunity? Family, you can call it a family. I now want to call it a tribe. How can we apply it effectively? And so the name came up as Applied NeoLife. And today we want to draw the curtain on 2025. And I just want to thank you all personally for attending, for participating, and for all the questions. I can't always answer them, but I know there are lots of answers that come up from all of us. And it is a season for giving, and I want to upfront bless everybody and wish you all a wonderful Christmas season. And we just have to keep in mind the reason for the season of Christmas. And I've just said here, share near life. You know, you would change lives by sharing what we've got. Today, we want to talk about children's nutrition. Would you believe it? And why it is crucial to establish good health habits early. And I thought it was an important place to start because this is the time when we tend to let go and become a bit indisciplined as regards what we allow our children. So just as a gentle reminder that children have to depend on us to choose correctly. My name is Eseza Nambasi, and in the picture with me is Edward Nambasi. We are in the business together. We do life together. We are both medical doctors, and we really are passionate about children. And I think that's why I wanted to close with this topic. And the question is, what do we feed them? And what we are feeding them, is it sufficient? Is it making them grow? Is it supporting the billions of cells that they lay down every day? So it is crucial to establish good habits early, basically because malnutrition in childhood, especially in infancy, can lead to permanent damage. And it can lead to them developing as they grow up all those diseases that we know to afflict adults. So they actually begin in childhood. And children have lower nutritional reserves than a bigger person would have. And so they tend to draw upon them. And if absorption is inadequate, absorption of nutrients is inadequate, they are already at a disadvantage. And in childhood as well, if there's anything that can happen, such as trauma or burns or infections, then if a child is malnourished, they are in trouble, real serious trouble. So our desire, obviously, is to feed the children all the good things, you know. But I have two grandchildren, and I'm always fascinated to watch them eat. And as they're eating, one of them likes to pick out the onions, and they don't like this and they don't like that. But by and large, they eat, and I feel comfortable that at least they are being supplemented. So that's what we want to show you as well. Why are we concerned? Because, you know, detection of malnutrition can be difficult. And the nutrition or the diets that we are eating today are really the culprits in setting up these cycles of low nutrient density, yet very high energy intake, calorie intake. And that can result in overweight and obesity. And today, unlike a long, long time ago, today we have the propensity to store fat much more easily than our forefathers did. And that is leading to a lot of negative effects. So let us look at what can be done early, because the negative health outcomes include these. In childhood, it can crowd out space for the organs to develop and create growth disorders. It can lead to strain and stress on limbs, on the back, on internal organs. It leads to insulin resistance. Situations like prediabetes and ultimately diabetes start as insulin resistance. And there is then an increased susceptibility to infections. And as they grow older, higher risk of cardiovascular diseases. And then we are seeing more and more women being told that they can't deliver normally. They have to have a cesarean section. Yes, pregnancy complications and psychological effects from all sorts of reasons. I believe some of the psychological effects could be as a result of malnutrition, and therefore it is a chemical cause to the psychological challenges. So what we need to do is just be aware. And that's why I wanted to end the day on a rather somber note, but we'll lighten up, don't worry. Well, because food is highly processed and there's relatively less physical activity today in our young children than there used to be in those years. And as well as the exposure to toxins, which can lead to underactivity of the hormonal systems, and the fact that they might not be getting the right nutrients, leading also to those hormonal disorders. We need to be concerned because malnutrition is a real entity, and because it is covered up by children that appear uh, not malnourished as we remember it to be, then we have to be so aware of the existence of chronic inflammation that then leads to all sorts of disorders. So, for the guests on the call, I just want you to know that all this information is not your normal information that you would get. We are privileged to be informed by our group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board, who for years taught us and continue to teach us that it is important to consider nutrition at a cellular level. So the importance of cellular nutrition is this. We are made up of cells, trillions of cells, and each cell needs to be able to be fed. It needs to be able to excrete properly. It needs to be able to work. It needs to be able to reproduce accurately. And I say accurately because if it isn't an accurate reproduction, that is the beginning of a sick cell. And then it needs to also die decently. Again, if it doesn't die decently and instead stays around and multiplies uncontrollably, that is what we call a cancerous cell. So we are producing cancer cells, but our immune system is supposed to be robust to get rid of those cancer cells. So such information is given to us by our board of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board. This board was established in 1976 by Dr. Arthur First, who was a top toxicologist and pharmacologist and cancer researcher. He established the board then. The board continues. In fact, it has grown beyond the scientists that you see in this picture. They're all specialists and they do the research, they develop the products, And we don't have to do it ourselves because it is done by people who are experts in their fields. So the other thing that they teach us is this, that we have this triangle or wellness pyramid or triangle, where the base of it should be physical activity. And I pointed out that our children seem not to be doing as much physical activity. We should encourage them, right? And then the apex should be just a little bit of fat and sugar and the right the correct quality and types of fats and sugar. And then in between are the whole grain, fruits and vegetables and protein. But the reality of modern lifestyle is that we are hardly doing any physical activity. We eat way too much fats and sugars, and most of them are highly processed. And then we eat protein, perhaps not complete, because a good complete protein should supply all the building blocks of protein called amino acids. And then whole grain is now a thing that has long been forgotten. Why? Because food processing happened. And that was in order to feed the multitudes that now live in cities. So we hardly get whole grain. And what has had to be processed out of the whole grain are the grain oils. So the end result is that people who should be 100% healthy and should live for 100 years or beyond end up becoming quite tired quite early. Those of you who have ever had a look at young adults and teenagers, and now even children. Recently, I heard a child of about 9 years or 10 years old complaining that she was so exhausted and it was in the morning. And I thought to myself, that is really exactly what we talk about in this family. Anyway, so people lose their energy, they become tired, and then before long, they become sick. The result is that the quality of life, they might be quantity, but the quality is suboptimal, is not good. And what happens is that a lot of people start becoming sick and complaining of symptoms, which start slowly, but then they pick up. And so for a few years, maybe 20 to 50 years, there's a lot of medication that is taken to manage symptoms. And in this family, we say that that is not ideal because we know that disease starts at the cell level, and what is missing is actually what was processed out of foods and what the soils are no longer providing, such as the minerals, selenium, magnesium, zinc. Healthy cells should be able to allow nutrients in and waste matter out, but because of what is happening, or the changes in our diet and lifestyles, unhealthy cells are the result, where nutrients can't go in and excretion cannot leave the cell. So we have the solution, and the solution is called TreeNN. TreeNN is a phenomenal product. You will learn a lot about it for the guests and for the distributors. It is the first place to start should you want to start a nutrition program. What it does, it feeds the cell membrane, ensures that the cell membranes are reconstructed properly out of the right oils, the essential fatty acids or the essential oils. And that causes the cells to have enhanced energy, and the cells can then utilize nutrients properly because all the other nutrients can go in. Now, the good news is, as we discussed children, we also have a children's program, which I'm going to show you shortly. So the Scientific Advisory Board have told us that really disease prevention is pretty straightforward. It's quite simple. As long as we remember to prevent disease by promoting health and doing the following: weight management, physical activity, and a diet rich in whole food nutrients that are found in whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and fish would be doing very well. So that's 3NN. It is what forms a strong foundation. You will hear a lot about it. And in children, we have products with 3NN as well. That's, that is the importance of 3NN, the recognition that it is required right from the start. It's a unique product to this company. And once you become involved in this company, you are unique in that you have access to it, so you can tell other people. So Liquivite has 3NN, and it also has the other products that form the core nutrition. This is core nutrition for children. The unique feature about Liquivite is it also has flavonoids. Those are the flavonoid complex, the polyphenols that are very, very important as antioxidants to keep the watery parts of our cells healthy. It also has carotenoids, which keep the fatty parts of the cells very healthy. And then Vita Squares are tablets. They're square, as you can hear, for the older children, although some older children like the liquid as well. But Vita Squares are chewable. They have no preservatives. They're made out of real food. And they make a big, big difference. And these are what keep me comfortable when I know that a child will be a child and will refuse their normal food. They won't want their fruits and vegetables, but as long as they remember to take their supplements. And then VitaGuard for a strong immune system, very important. Right, so in adults, we have the core nutrition, and it comprises of 22 amino acids, which the children should also be taking, in addition to the children's vitamins and minerals. And it has ProVitality, crucial. And as you see, ProVitality has those 4 components: 3NN, omega-3, carotenoid, and a multi. The multi has now been upgraded. It's now a capsule, and it has digestive enzymes, and it also has vitamin K2 included in there, and a few other good things. So look out for that one. The other part of the core nutrition is the shake, NeoLife Shake. Please do yourselves a favor. If you are looking for a Christmas gift for yourself and you haven't yet ever tasted a NeoLife Shake, buy yourself one. That will be the best thing you will do for yourself this Christmas, because it helps to control blood sugar in quite a narrow range, avoiding all those rise and fall that ultimately tire out the insulin producing cells and leads to prediabetes and diabetes. Then we have cleaning products. Why am I talking about cleaning products when we refer to children? Well, it's important for the children to be brought up in a non-toxic environment, let me call it that, toxin-free environment. And the home where children grow up crawling and then touching surfaces and then scraping their knees and getting injured, we need good quality, non-toxic products so that the children are kept safe. And that's what we've got. These are safe for the whole family. LDC is a phenomenal product. My family can really not live without LDC because we use it to wash everything, fruits, vegetables, dishes, pans, rice. There's a famous demonstration when you're washing spinach, for example, the soil just falls to the bottom. and you get good quality spinach, which is clean and not sandy. Then we have washing powder. Important for children to wash their clothes so that their hormones are not disrupted early by the chemicals, that some of which we call forever chemicals, because once they interact with the body, they don't leave. They do not leave. We don't have any of those in our ranges, and this particular product is phenomenal. It is very good. You just have to try it. And then, of course, we have personal care and skin care for the whole family. But for the children, it is important to use products, again, that will not introduce toxins such as heavy metals or triclosan and products like that that can disrupt the normal bacteria that is supposed to live with us. So with those products, let's look at why you would do this. And just to define what a vision is a dream with a plan. That is phenomenal because we have a plan that we are wanting to share with you. So this is the question, and we are going to discuss the plan that will answer this question. Do you have the financial safety net that NeoLife offers? NeoLife is on a mission to give everyone the power to live healthier and happier lives. So that is our core purpose. And we also are wanting to end the trend of poor health and financial stress. So we are a transformative community. Once you come to this family, you and your entire family become part of a global family. And the method of marketing is called network marketing. And you might ask, why network marketing? Well, first understand what it is. It is a system of distribution straight from the manufacturer to the consumer. And the consumer could be called a distributor, or it could be, the consumer may be called a customer. It doesn't matter. But a distributor is one who opts to have your own membership or distributorship and get the product at the best price. And a distributor also wants to tell other people about it, tell other people so that the world becomes healthier and happier, as is our mission, right? So what it entails is distribution of goods and services. It should have a global reach, such as the company we are in. And leverage is exactly what I love to talk about as well, because we are helping each other to make the world healthier and happier, to achieve our goal and our purpose. The product should be consumable, unique, and of a high quality. And the business system should be easily teachable. All these are the attributes we have, and it couldn't be at a better time than now, where everybody ideally is looking for ways to create wealth, to create an extra income, as well as to be healthy. So network marketing, when you're looking for a good company, it has to be a company that has been in business for at least 10 years. Ours is now in its 68th year. 68th year. It turned 67 in August. And the company should be on the leading edge of research and development, such as ours. And I've introduced the Scientific Advisory Board. But I strongly believe that this method of marketing, network marketing, is made in such a way that I truly believe it was created by God Himself, because it works only if you help other people. It provides great wealth. It teaches you to overcome obstacles. It forces you to face your fears, and it allows you to love more. So it started with a dream that is a founder. He started in 1958 at the age of 19, following a childhood of poor health, allergies, asthma, a lot of pneumonia when the season was such. And when he started this company at the age of 19, he said to himself that if I can tell people what helped me and get a small commission and they do likewise, I'm sure everybody will be happy. And sure enough, that's what has happened. We have a set of values, and they're here, five core values: absolute honesty and integrity. People are number one. Products that work. It's an equal opportunity for all. It doesn't matter where you hail from, what your creed is, whether you're male or female, and even your age. As long as you're over 18, you may participate in this opportunity. But the beauty is it's a family business, so even children, before they reach the age of 18, participate by using the products. And then one has to have a long range vision. The company has a long range vision, but we encourage a long range vision for you, for yourself. And it's important to decide why you will do this. Perhaps you want a holiday. I love holidays. Perhaps you just want to live in a different suburb. You might want a new car. Extra cash is always good because money is the currency of life. That's what we transact in. And then for the stay-at-home moms or young moms who want to start families or have small children, it is important to spend time and to raise your children up yourself rather than paying somebody else to do it. So what you do, you team up with NeoLife, you partner, they literally work for you, and you you get started with the four ranges of products, and I'm going to go through them quickly. I sort of talked about them, but very quickly. The cleaning range, the personal care range, the skin care range, which is 100% organic, a phenomenal range of products, which I would encourage anybody who's looking for a business within the business. This is it, a big opportunity there. And then the biggest range is the nutrition range. So you get started, you are in business for yourself, you and your family, but you are never by yourself because there's a lot of support. But key is that when you get started, you actually get yourself a website and you can conduct your business online or in person or whichever way you want to do it. There are many ways of conducting your business, but just by sharing the website, you can get people excited about the opportunity. And then when you are eligible to earn money, as I'm going to show you shortly, the company will pay you on time, every time. So how does it work? There are three daily success habits. You use the products, you change your shopping habits. I found that such a phenomenal concept that I was just going to redirect the money that I was already spending to ranges that were superior to what I was buying in the shops. So there is a currency that we call 100 points. If you can make a habit of doing at least 100 points on your name every month, you'd be doing very well. Then the next thing is to share the business and the product. But let's start with the business. Let's say you have your friends and you tell them to use the products just like yourself. Right now, that would be a turnover of 700 point value. That is just to show that we are in so many countries, we can't use one particular currency, but we have a unique NeoLife currency called the point value. So that's a turnover of 700 points. And one can, through their profit and bonus, start earning. Modest at first, but you should never sneeze at small beginnings, because if you get other people to do just like you, right now, that would be a doubling in the turnover through the team that you are creating, and you literally double your income. So you get your profit, you get a bigger commission bonus. Now, if everybody does that, all the 6 friends that you have introduced, that gives you a turnover over 4,000 points altogether. And in Rand terms, you earn over 10,000 Rand as a director. And I've mentioned that the title director, because everybody should aim to become a director. Thereafter, it's a case of developing other directors. Right. So if other people say, yes, thank you for showing me, but I will buy from you, that is brilliant. That is good, because they have opted to pay a slightly higher price, and the difference, which is 20%, becomes your profit. That is money you make as a profit. Then we encourage personal development. This is part of it. And I've wanted to end this year with a presentation as well, so that we go and share NeoLife. We have a family called the Eagle team. There are other teams as well, and they help us with training and support and focus on personal development. So in summary, everybody starts as a distributor. That's somebody who does 100 points. Manager is somebody who has begun to develop a team and has done at least 500 points with a team. So it's important to share and to introduce people. Senior manager is somebody who has literally doubled and is now doing over 1,000 points with a team. Executive manager doubles again, somebody who's doing over 2,000 points with a team. But director is that goalpost that you aim for to become a director. You earn some, but I'm sure you'd like to earn more. So you purpose to become a consistently qualified director with 4,000 points and more consistently. That means you are sharing, you are training your people, you are encouraging your customers to keep using the products. Remember, these are consumable products. Then Emerald Director, each time you do that, you get over 4,000 points. There is an incentive that we call a consistency bonus. So you notice from $500 or 10,000 Rand, you can add an extra income. But as soon as you develop at least one director, maybe more, from one all the way to 6 director legs, or 5 director legs, let's say, you are on the world team, and the president's team begins as soon as you get 6 director legs. You are still on the world team, but you are in that prestigious group called the president's team, where the income is literally uncapped. It just grows depending on how many people you have developed. So what we are saying is achieve the director step as soon as possible. And people have done it in record time, some in as short a time as 4 months. But to be a stable director, it is good to take your time. And the company gives 6 to 12 months of building consistently, and you will get there. So you can help others to do the same. And the more you help, there is unlimited earning potential. And there are the perks like travel. You'll hear a lot about this, and we do these presentations again. You will also ask the person who has brought you onto this call. But here are some perks and advantages of becoming a director, the benefits of being a director. You get 25% sales volume bonus. Literally, your products are so subsidized because of the money you're earning, you can afford them and more. All right. And then there is personal development. You'll be invited to leadership school. There is extra money. There are director incentive bonuses. I've shown you the Emerald Director and, of course, the World Team Consistency bonuses. And there is leadership development bonus. If you develop another director, you get another bonus kicking in called the leadership development bonus. So these are multiple streams of income, which is very exciting. I just want to touch on handling objections now that we're going into the Christmas season. You know, a lot of people might come to you and say, but I don't have any money to start. I'm spending it for Christmas. Well, last week we talked about the amazing gifts that you can spend on and still get paid, because once you create a turnover, you do get paid on your volume. Some people might say, it's Christmas. I don't have the time. I'm too busy. I'm running after the children who are on school holiday. Let's get them involved. Let them learn how to use the cleaning products. Let them tell their friends about the supplements. Some people might have other objections, too numerous to go through. Some might say, I'm not the selling type. Well, I like to say we tell about this opportunity. We don't necessarily sell, but it is good to learn. And that's why we have training and empowerment programs. So when you are handling objections, you know, objections are really a reflection of lack of adequate information, and they really want to hear more. So hear them out without interrupting, and then repeat to them to ensure that you have understood what the true objection is. And then just reassure them that, yes, you understand how they feel. You felt the same at the very beginning, but then amazingly, you found that after you started using Tree and N, everything changed because you became more energetic. And I just want to let you on a secret. Your hormonal balance improved so well that even the attitude was affected positively. So it is so possible at this time of Christmas, when we also are remembering the children, to build a big business. Our founder, Jerry Brasfield, said, and this is his quote, eliminating fear will free us up to take a few more steps towards our goal. So ensure that you know what your goal is. This is Jerry Brasfield. This is the founder of the Eagle team called Charlie Bolton. And we have mentors. You have your immediate sponsor, your upline. Just keep learning, keep arriving, keep showing up. Because if you really want to make a success of this opportunity, if you do what you have always done, you will get what you have always got. So determine today, before the new year, to change something. So you need to do today what others won't, so that you can do tomorrow what others can't. And really, all we are telling you to change are your brands, your attitude, the people you hang out with, and everything will change for you. So you ask yourself, what is the next step? Turn to the person who's brought you to this call. I'm about to stop and I'm going to allow a few minutes for a chat. Speak to your sponsor, that's the person that has invited you to the call. Fill out the form, ask how to get started. And if you're doing it electronically, that is also good. You can do it online. So for those who get started, if you are guests here, welcome. Just come and discover the possibilities and seriously unlock the benefits of sponsoring, because that is where the fun is and where our mission is fulfilled to make the world a healthier and happier place. What will you do with your near life? Thank you.
Always on guard. And when I'm having your sessions, I just enjoy them. I really want to thank you for the consistency. You've been really consistent. It's now over 2 years running this Tuesday session. And for some time, I've not been part of you due to the long distance that I normally travel after work. By the time I reach home, most of the sessions are done. But I normally listen to them later because you send the recordings. And inside there, I say, yes, now this is a real soldier. You know, we medics, we call ourselves soldiers on the front line because we are always attacked by all sort of infections if we are not on guard, just like soldiers are got by bullets if they do not protect themselves very well. However, we are so grateful for the opportunity, the near life opportunity that we managed to get. For all who are on call, you have to accept this one fact that it's not easy for medical doctors to really accept this opportunity unless when they have gone through certain changes that sometimes force them to accept due to the demises that really happen to us. For those who are hearing me for the first time, I know Dr. SSIO platform is always having new people. My name is Becca Kabugo. I'm a medical doctor and I'm a consultant in metamedical practice. Well, metamedical practice is the integration of treating patients with medicine and at the same time with the nutritional therapy. So, in short, I am a consultant in systemic physiology. But I retired. I retired not because I was of age, but it is because I was sick. You can imagine a person who is a medical doctor at a level of a consultant, and you got your retirement because of sickness. I was sick of the disease that I used to treat so many people, and that is hypertension or pressure. My pressure ranges for over 15 years were in the ranges of 150, over 103. But due to the COVID stress that came in 2020, that time I was heading an NGO, a big one in Uganda, and I was the executive director. I had all sort of grants that I was managing. So during COVID, you know, COVID brought stress to everyone. I happened to be victim of an increment or increase in high blood pressure. My pressures went into 200 and above. And that was very bad because I had all the signs of getting a stroke and I had all the signs of getting a heart attack. But I'm so happy that when I got NeoLife and I joined NeoLife, I started using NeoLife products. I worked on myself. I made sure that I had to change a lot my lifestyle. I had to change the soap that I was using. I cleaned up my home of any chemicals. Now I'm so happy that at least my pressure ranges are below 130 or 135. And basing on my years, being with 135, that is okay. That is not bad. And I have taken now around 2 years when I am no longer using antihypertensives. So I am just happy, and I'm just recommending everyone that please, if you have an opportunity of being part of NeoLife, please just be part of NeoLife. There is nowhere you can be. Then another benefit that I have got, and I have liked it very much, Cesar, the way you are presenting this business one would say that you have become a consultant in networking, because the way you are explaining it as fluent as over what. But I also am enjoying freedom of earning. I can't say extra income because I'm no longer into active practice. I am in consultancy, but at the same time I'm earning some good money. Just as you, all people who are on this platform today, you heard that there are levels of world team. The world team, yes, and I'm one of the world team members. I'm so privileged. I'm a Sapphire director, and Sapphire directors earn between 3.5 million and 5 million. So you can imagine a person who's retired having some retirement benefits, but at the same time having an addition of 3.5 Ugandan shilling. Now, 3.5 Ugandan shilling is like roughly $950, $950, close to $1,000, and that is quite good money. That is quite good money. So I am just happy being part of NeoLife, and I'm just thanking God. I'm thanking God. I'm having very good association. My biggest problem after retirement was boredom, when almost all my friends were still active in practice and I was home. I did not have friends until I got a new dream under NeoLife of making real friends. And for those who do not know my dream, but you have always heard my voice, I will tell you that I have a dream of making 366 friends, so that by the time I am 70 years and I am home, I don't want to be bored. I want to be driving a Range Rover Sport, red in color, the newest model, when I am going visiting a friend. Every day, one friend. Every day, one friend. By the time I finish all my 366 friends, then the year would be gone. So that is my dream. Why? Because I do not want to be bored anymore, just as I faced it the first 2 years when I had retired. So there's a lot I can say, but I really want to really appreciate you. I want to appreciate you, Eseza, Dr. Eseza. You're doing such a wonderful work, and your consistency is something that one can have to emulate. And also, everyone who is on call, thank you for being part of us today. We only pray God keeps us together so that we get back next year, because this is the last one for SSR this year. So we get back next year when we are still alive, healthy, and kicking. But please don't forget to clean your homes. Get away all the chemicals, the bad chemicals of the soaps that you are using, and make sure that you're using TNN to ensure that your cells are very vibrant, and use supplements, because where we are going, if you do not supplement, you'll have to use medicine. Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Wow, that is a real inspiring word from Dr. Kabugo. And I don't want to volunteer people. I don't like doing that. And nobody's putting their hands up. So I don't know what to do. I've seen one of my star family members. She's more than just a sister. If I'm not wrong, Miriam, may I unmute you and we hear some words of wisdom from you as well? Are you there?
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Eseza. I've enjoyed this presentation. It's like I'm hearing it for the very first time. We are so privileged to be able to get such knowledge, which many people are lacking and many people are sick because of that. So 29 years ago, my husband went to South Africa to visit a friend, and he was taken straight to a presentation, just like the one Dr. Eseza has done this evening. Little did he know that he was going to start a life-changing opportunity, which has changed the lives of many people in Uganda. So when he came home, he told me about what he had seen, He told me he had seen an opportunity where you put in very little money and you earn a lot of money, which you can do part-time in your free time, which is it has a long range vision. And whatever he was saying was too good to be true. Until that weekend, I remember we had some visitors from South Africa. And among the visitors who came was Dr. Eseza Nambasi. And for me, that was like a tick. I said, oh, no, I know Eseza. We went to school together. So whatever they are talking about must be very authentic. So I listened and I started seeing people being given money. And I said, where have I been? This is what I have been looking for. People are making money and I'm there looking for money. So the only question I asked was, what must I do to make that money? And I would urge everybody on this call, please don't ask any stupid questions. Like, I don't know how to talk. Where will I get people? Please, those things are not going to change your life. So for me, the questions I asked were the questions which were going to benefit my life, my family, and all the people around me. So later on, I heard that the company has products based in nature, backed by science. And I had done a course in food science and nutrition. And this made a lot of sense. And actually, the topic which Eseza calls applied nutrition, that's exactly what happened to me. I did theoretic nutrition in Netherlands. And when I came to NeoLife, that's when I started applying that nutrition. And the one thing that moved me was the fact that the founder of this company, Jerry Brasfield, had asthma. And at the age of 19, he was almost dying. That's when they discovered that he could use some of these products and they helped him. And guess what? I had a similar challenge. I was asthmatic from the time I was born. I grew up with asthma. I went to boarding school. I was not able to run. I could not carry anything heavy. I did not sweep dust. I was a very delicate child until I started using these products, especially omega-3, vitamin A and D, herbal respiratory, TRNN. I started using them. And it was only after a year that I realized that I had not got an asthma attack because my life was full of tablets, Ventolin tablets. It was full of inhalers. It was, I was always in and out of hospital. But when I started using the NeoLife products, asthma became history. It's now 28 years down the road. Asthma is history. Actually, the people who see me now, they don't know the type of person I was. And this asthma was, coupled with eczema and hay fever. I would sneeze every morning. I could carry 5 handkerchiefs every day. I would put on my cardigan every day because I could not allow any, cold to enter my chest. But friends, with time, all these things went. And I would like to thank God for this opportunity. So for those of you who are on this call today, whatever you are getting in these trainings, please don't take this information for granted. It is information that's going to change your life. It's information that's going to make you happy because if you want to know the misery people are going through, go to hospital. People are there ailing with sicknesses which could be prevented by using some of our products. People are dying of, conditions that are really, conditions which would have been, prevented. So I'd like to thank you, Eseza, for this opportunity. And I believe that everybody has taken something out of it and they're going to use it. So may God bless you and have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, the time is super short now. We've actually reached the top of the hour, but all the words that we've heard from Miriam, from Dr. Kabugo, I wish I could invite other people, but I think we'll open up next year with other testimonies as well. I worked in hospitals for a long time. My husband and I collectively, I think, have over 100 years between us hanging around hospitals and understanding all these sicknesses. And you know, while I was at medical school in the 80s, I pointed out that if we continued to do things the way we were being taught, we would definitely develop a lot of kidney diseases. People would get a lot of kidney diseases. Now, I've got this story. I live in Durban, South Africa. When I was at medical school, dialysis of the kidneys was done in a specialized hospital. Okay? It wasn't something that you did every day, just round the corner. Today, we have dialysis centers in shopping malls. We have dialysis that is done with a portable machine that is carried around and people are hooked up on it and dialyzed and off they go. It is happening very frequently, and too many people have their kidneys not working anymore. But you see, the question has to be, what happened? What happened? And so with that question on your mind, please take care this Christmas. Don't do things that will inflame your kidneys, such as overdoing the sugar and the preservatives and all that. Just take it as an opportunity to clean up your diets, clean up your environment. And over the months, I've been emphasizing two things that we should ever remember, and we have them in this opportunity. Get rid of the toxins that can potentially harm you. And that harm is not something like a big burn or, a huge poison. It is something that just clicks your hormones a little bit at a time over a long time. And then one day you wake up and you are told, yeah, your kidneys are not doing they're not doing well. Your liver is also too fatty to handle the hormones that are coming at it. Too much sugar in the blood vessels are corroding the blood vessels, and the result is now that you've got inflammation. And all these things will suddenly say, where did this come from? Well, this family teaches us that if you take care of yourself and give it tree and N at the very least, everything else will fall into place. And then you tell other people and get the money to now afford other things. But I chose, and this is my story, I was looking for cleaning products. I seriously was looking for cleaning products that were not going to poison us more than what I had read from the shops. And I found them in this opportunity. And I found more. And I found all of you. All of you are part of, I think my biggest blessing is everybody on this call and others that haven't logged in tonight. So thank you for being here. And I just want to thank each and every person. And a special thank you to Edward Nambasi for always supporting and being the partner in this business. We can all do this together. And of course, all my first level downlines and second level downlines and everybody. I wish you all a blessed Christmas. I will get in touch with individuals to just say anything special that I might need to say. But have a good time, and I hope to see you soon. God bless.